Hey everyone, I'm Sue and welcome back for another episode of Does This Notion Really Work? And in today's episode, we're talking about the superior thread holder. If you haven't already, be sure to come and join my tribe and subscribe. And don't forget, if you click the little dinger button, that'll give you alerts every time a new video is uploaded. So today we're talking about the superior thread holder. This thread holder is really cool and it's got some amazing kind of bonuses that a traditional thread stand or a thread holder doesn't necessarily have.
When you first get your package, you're going to notice that it has a lot of instructions and details on the back, and just use a pair of craft scissors to remove all the staples so that you can get inside your superior thread holder. Now let's remove the packaging and all the little pieces inside and go over what exactly they do. The first is the small spool cap, and then next is the large spool cap, moving on to the cone adapter. And finally, once we get over to the stand itself, you'll see that there is something called a bobbin adapter. We'll talk about that in a minute. There's two different ways to use the superior thread holder. The first is going to be to use it with cones, and the other is with spools, but both ways are going to require you to lift up the metal arm with the thread hole. Let's go ahead and talk about how to use this for cones. Go ahead and remove the bobbin adapter and just slip on your cone. And now we're going to feed the thread up through that top hole. The way I do that is I create a loop and I just kind of roll my thread together and feed it up through the hole. Once you have that, you're going to go through the top metal arm hole. Of course, this would be standing behind your machine, but this is just for demonstration purposes. Once you get it through the hole, you're ready to thread your machine. Now let's go ahead and set up our superior thread holder to use with spools. Start by unscrewing and setting aside the thread pin. Now what's really cool with the superior thread holder is there are lots of options. You can take that bobbin adapter and screw it into a few different places on your thread holder. And the reason this is nice is because their spools are all different sizes in the world, and they're going to be on different angles around your machine. Your machine might need a thread stand to sit behind it or over to the right or to the left. So these are really nice options. Now what I'm showing you are a couple of different ways to actually use the bobbin adapter and also that thread pin. You'll notice that the spool of thread I'm using actually is a little bit too long for that bobbin adapter. So I'm going to go ahead and use the thread pin. Tighten it up and slip on that superior metallic thread. And then I can slip on the large spool cap. We're going to thread our thread stand exactly how we did when we were using a spool. Just create a loop, make a little knot out of it, and slip it up through that top hole, and then thread through the metal arm hole that's extended at the top. Of course, you're going to have your thread stand sitting upright next to your machine. And again, it's really going to depend on your machine, so just play around with positioning. And if you're wanting to use a larger cone, like this one here, just take that cone adapter and slip it up through the base of the cone. Really simply just reposition the thread pin to the base of the thread holder and just follow the same instructions you have already for threading the superior thread holder.
So what did you think of that? I mean, it's pretty neat. It's got some really cool benefits, and of course, I'd love to encourage you to go to the We Also blog and download the project, the Cork Butterfly Necklace, and in there I use the superior thread holder. So now you're probably wondering where you can get your very own superior thread holder. Well, ask your local dealer, or there's also a few links in the description below. And now you're probably wondering, what does the superior thread holder retail for? It retails for $24.95. And if you do like social media, follow me. I'm over at Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. You can follow me everywhere at Sue Designs. And if you already are on Facebook, come on and join us. I've got a Facebook fan club. I post there daily, sometimes 3 or 4 times a day. I'm always showing kind of behind the scenes things I'm working on. I love to get your opinions. We do lots of polls, lots of surveys, and of course there are some free goodies there as well. So follow me over at Sue Designs fan club. And until I see you next time, I hope you have a creative day. Bye-bye.
If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe below. And don't forget, you can also follow me on Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. Have a creative day. Bye-bye.